So this is the login page for AWS web services. First we need to click on sign in and then enter our username, password or email address password by selecting root user or I am user. I have selected root user. Next we have to enter password. So this is the login page for AWS console. We have to enter our email address and password to log in into AWS console. So I will enter my email address through which I have created the AWS account. Click on sign in after entering the password. Now this is the home page or landing page for AWS console. Currently we are using the server which is located in the Europe location. So you can change the availability zone. These are the availability zones. You can change it to Asia specific Mumbai. So by changing this location of the server, we can increase our computing speed. I mean, we can decrease our latency time. So next, click on EC2, or else we can log in and then go to this menu option, which is located over here in the services. In services, we can go to computing, compute. In compute, we can click on EC2. So these are the two ways through which we can click on EC2. Select EC2 option. EC2 is nothing but virtual servers in the cloud. So I have selected EC2. After selecting on EC2, here we can see that it is showing up the main page of EC2 dashboard. Here we have to go to instance. In instance, we have to click on launch instance. So we have to set up an AWS EC2 instance by giving the name, selecting the OS which we want to run in this virtual server, and the RAM, CPU. Next we have key pair for login. Login since without entering username password, we can use the key pair file to access EC2 instance using remote desktop. So these are the network settings. So we will select the storage type and then we can launch the instance. So I will first give a name for the EC2 instance. I will enter it in a small case for tech demo. Next we have to select the OS version. I will select Amazon Linux. Okay, I will select Amazon Linux. Next I will use 64-bit architecture of the OS version. Next we have to select instance type. So there are many instance types. So like T2 micro, T2 nano, there are many options. So this is the name given to a family. These are the family names. Like in T2 family we have two virtual CPUs, 4 GB RAM, and the prices are over here. So if you use two CPUs and with 4 GB RAM on Linux version of operating system, this will charge you around 0.0496 per hour. So we will discuss in a separate video regarding this pricing in AWS. So as of now, we will select only uh, T2 micro, which is eligible for free tier. So I selected on T2 micro, one virtual CPU, 1 GB RAM. Next, we have to create a new key pair. Key pair is nothing but we can allow our instance to connect using remote desktop without entering username password. The repo key pair. Fine. This is the encryption type. You can select RSA encryption type, and this is the key format. we will get a format .pem for accessing the AWS EC2 instance. So you click on create key pair. So after creating the key pair, we will get a file. Using this file, we can directly access our EC2 instance using remote desktop connection. So I will show you how to do that by the end of this video. Next, we have to do the network settings. We have to allow a remote desktop permissions to connect the EC2 instance using remote desktop. Click on it. There are some by default settings. So we have to add SSH, we have to add RDP, we have to add RDP, add security group rule, then select, and then here you have to type RDP. This is the type which we have to add. Source type anywhere, so anyone can access with anywhere. Source type, if you select source type as anywhere, so all all IP addresses can access our instance. So there will be no any kind of restrictions. So I have selected 8 GB of secondary storage. On the top we have selected 1 GB or 2 GB of RAM. This is 1 GB of RAM. This is ROM, 8 GB ROM, SSD type. So in free tab we can maximum select 30 GB of SSD. So I have selected 8 GB. Then we can click on launch instance. We can check the summary over here. Number of instance we are launching and the settings customization for that. Click on is launch instance. So it is launching the instance. It will take few seconds based on the bandwidth. So now successfully initiated launch of instance. This is the idea of our EC2 instance. Click on that EC2 instance. So here we can see that it is initiating. It is taking time. It will be setting up all the resources and showing the running status after few seconds or few minutes. It will hardly take 1 minute. In some cases, we can click on this refresh button. It will refresh. So it is updated. So it has actually taken only few seconds. Now we can click on this EC2 instance ID to launch the EC2. So here we can see that it is showing as instance summary. So this is the overall summary of our EC2 instance, whatever we have selected, the network settings, OS, RAM, CPU, everything, security settings, everything we can check over here in this dashboard. So as of now, we can ignore this. We can click on connect now. And so here it is showing the SSH client. So to connect using SSH client, first we have to download the SSH client from the internet. So I will show how to connect to this EC2 instance using SSH client. We can connect through RDP as well. So as of now I will show using SSH client. Fine. So first open new tab in your Chrome browser and type git bash. Click on enter. Go to downloads. Select the version of your operating system. For my case it is Windows. I have selected on Windows. Then click on the type of architecture you are having. You can check this 32-bit or 64-bit from your my PC or this PC settings. Fine. So based on the OS type you can select on this installer. Once the installer is downloaded, we can install this git bash. So it has completed downloading. Then click on this. So it is opening. It is opening slowly. So click on yes, git has for Windows. So in like this you can install the git bash. You can click on install, next. So it is a simple installation. Once it is installed, you can go to start and type git bash. Open git bash application. Fine. So here I will zoom it a little bit. So this is our git bash. This is a SSH supporting tool. So that is why we have opened git bash. So from here you can check that it is here. So our instance is over here and it is in the running state. We have to click on instance ID to open our instance, and next we have to click on connect. So in the connect option, these are various options. So this is the one which have to we use for connecting our AWS EC2 Linux instance. So here it is mentioned as open SSH client. This is our SSH client. Next, locate your private key file. So we can either type the command or we can directly go to the downloads where it is located. Fine. So here is the file. Right click on this, click on git bash here. So it has opened in the current downloads directory. Next, go to the command. So we have to locate our key pair file. We can directly use this command. Copy this command, go to git bash, press shift insert. So it has been pasted. Now click on enter. So now it will start connecting to the AWS EC2 Linux instance. So it has successfully connected to AWS Amazon Linux instance. Next, we have to run commands like ls to check the files in our Linux directory. So present there are two files. So I have created two files previously. We can create many files using touch command. Touch mm, file 3, so it will be created. Now we can click on ls, so you can see it is created. You can remove a file using remove command, remove ranga, it will remove the file. Now again ls, so there are only two files. Like you can create a text file and type the commands. So I will show you some linux commands as well. So we will run, we will we will add content to a file. So I will do one thing. I will add file content to a file. So what I will do is, so now we can add content to file 2. So typing some text. You can type anything like this. After typing, we have to click on enter. Next, we have to click on Control D. Next, this will save the content. By pressing Control D, this will save the content in our file. Now we can type ls again. Type ls. The file in which we have added the content is file 2. So we have to type on file 2. So sorry, that file 2. So here you can see the content which we have added. It has shown the text. So like this we can add content, we can delete the content, we can remove the content, we can display the content using cat followed by file name. Now we can edit the contents in our file using vi command, vi file 2. So it has opened in edit mode. So we can edit the contents. Now to press insert button. After hitting insert button, we can keep on typing the content. So what I will do is, Mm, so we have seen the replace option at the bottom. So what we will do is we will just press on escape. Fine. If you click on insert, it will replace the content. You will just save this file over here. You haven't modified anything. You can click on insert to modify text. So what I will do is I will add some modified text. So like this you can add about type mine. Like this you can edit the text file. You have to click on insert button in the keyboard to edit the content or add text to the file. So next we can click on escape. After clicking the escape button in the keyboard, the insert will get deleted. Fine. Again, if you want to check the contents, you can type so colon wq is the command to go back to the main screen in the git bash or linux. So again type cat file 2. So this is the content, modified content it has reflected over here. So previously it has opened in VA editor to edit that text content. After editing the text content, we have clicked on again on escape. We have typed colon WQ command colon WQ. This is the command. I will type it in Notepad. I had used this command WQ. This is the command which I have used. After which it has exited from the V editor and came back to the main Linux command line. So like this we can edit the file in the Linux. After doing the changes, adding file, editing the text or adding data to a file, you can close our EC2 instance by typing exit command. So it has logged out after typing exit command. So like this we can connect to our AWS EC2 instance easily and use that remote desktop or virtual server of any kind like Linux, Windows, Mac, any other Red Hat, Linux, any kind of OS we can use and do the operations. We can run applications and use the virtual services for businesses and as well as any kind of real-time IT applications. So that's all for this video. We'll catch up with a new video in the next video. Thank you.